All right, I think we're live. Welcome in, everybody. Another episode of Orioles Weekly is here, and opening day is come and gone, and we are going to be talking about opening day and lots of other stuff once I get everything going here. Hopefully you guys can see me. I'm pretty sure you can. But anyway, hope everybody's having a good start to your week. It's Monday. It's Orioles Weekly. The Orioles, of course, this weekend started their series Thursday afternoon. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday against the Anaheim Angels. And wow, got off to a really torrid start. We're going to talk a little bit about the weekend, my thoughts on opening day. We're going to talk a little bit about the Tides, Jackson Holliday, Tony Kemp, whatever his name is. We're going to talk about him. We got a lot to talk about today. And of course, the Orioles' first pitch tonight is scheduled for 6:35 p.m. in Baltimore against the Kansas City Royals. So we're going to try to get in and out of here as soon as possible. But we want to talk to all of you guys about the Orioles. So a little bit of we'll start right out the bat. I'm going to talk about opening day because I watched the game, watched the pregame, and lots of different things to talk about. It was great that the ownership was unanimously passed by all the MLB owners for the sale of the Orioles to David Rubenstein and his group the day before opening day, which was a nice present to the fans on opening day. Of course, David Rubenstein was there. Several of his other majority owners were there with him as well. Cal Ripken was there. He caught the first pitch. I really liked that some of the owners went out into the stands, bought some of the fans beers, things like that. It was a nice sentiment, nice day to see the ownership there. That was really, really cool to get that done for opening day. The weather held out, which was great. It was great. Jam-packed crowd. Everybody was there. It was just fantastic. Corbin Burns on the mound was just amazing. We already talked about it in our game-by-game recap. He was just fantastic. The Orioles mashed them in opening day, 11-3. Just everybody hit. It was just an awesome day all around. I love it when the Orioles are opening at home. It doesn't happen that often, to be honest with you. Most of the time, at least lately, they've been starting on the road. I think it was like the last 6 or 7 years, that they've been starting on the road. So it was nice to get a home series to start. And of course, it was against Anaheim, who I really don't think Anaheim is going to be much of a challenge to most teams this year. But we'll see. But opening day was a lot of fun. It was nice to see all the pregame stuff with all the the players coming down the red carpet. That's all, or orange carpet. I think that's always a lot of fun as well. But anyway, opening day was awesome. They got the win. Orioles are usually pretty good on opening day when it comes to winning. They usually, whether it's home or away, they're usually pretty good on opening day. But they did. They played really well on both sides, offensively, defensively, pitching. It was just a really nice day. But they had a really good weekend for the most part. They came back Saturday. Saturday they came back. They won 13-4. They had a 9-run. I think it was a 9-run sixth inning. They were awesome. They had a really good day on Saturday. But Sunday, the bats went cold. Tyler Wells gave up 4 runs in the first 2 innings, 3 of which were earned. But that was it. They didn't score again after the second inning. He retired the last 14 batters he faced. So pitching-wise, Corbin Burns, Grayson Rodriguez, Tyler Wells, 1, 2, 3, quality starts. In 2 of the 3, the Orioles hit. Third game, they didn't hit. It is what it is. But as we look ahead to this week, that was not what I wanted to do. We're going to get to the Tides in a little bit. Of course, the week ahead, I'll give you a little bit of insight on what's going on for the week ahead, as there is some things to talk about there as well, which I think is really kind of important. I want to look at the schedule the Orioles have coming up, and I'll bring this in. I'm going to lower it here so we can look at it together. And this is what the Orioles have coming up this week. And I said it before when we were having our Orioles Weekly previously. The first month of the season is really a chance for the Orioles to get out early on these teams. I mean, it really is. They should get off to a really good start. You had Anaheim at home for 3. Kansas City, another team that's probably going to struggle this year for the most part, for 3. Then you go to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was a last place team. Look, I know they're off to a good start. They started off really hot last year, but they fizzled. I think this is an up-and-coming team, but I don't think they're there yet. Then you got at Pittsburgh and then at Boston. Again, Boston's not playing bad, but I do think they're an inferior team. And then Milwaukee, which should be a pretty good team, but it's Milwaukee at home. So the next 2 weeks coming up, they've got some very winnable games and series to look at here. I think they could really do a number on the schedule and their record over the next 2 weeks. Of the 3, 6, 9, 12 games coming up, they should go 9-3, 8-4 at worst in some of these games. They should be winning these series, including the games against Minnesota. I really feel they should. They should be winning these games against against Milwaukee and Minnesota that's coming up. So that's the week ahead coming up for the Orioles. Oh, excuse me. That burp is sponsored by D&G. But I really think they should do really well in the next 2 weeks. They have winnable games, and the games that are hard are going to be at home, which I think is an advantage to the Orioles. So that is what I wanted to talk about. And again, today's show is going to be a shortened show. I went a little bit early, but the game starts at 6:35, so I want to make sure we're all able to get off of here in time to go watch the Orioles or your team when those games start. Of course, with the Orioles, it's funny. We talk about how well they've been mashing, but another team that's been absolutely tearing the cover off the ball, are the Tides. Man, Norfolk is just right now lights out. Let's go over Norfolk. I'll bring up their team in general. They are just mashing right now. Let's bring up these numbers. I'll kind of put it in my face a little bit here so you guys can see it. You have Jackson Holliday's batting .357. Heston Kjerstad's batting .500. This is for the season so far. Look, I get it. It's 3 games. But I'd much rather they start off hot than start off slow. Jackson Holliday, 5 hits in 14 at-bats, 2 doubles, a home run, 5 RBIs, 1 walk, only 2 strikeouts, which is good. He led off the season against a lefty. First at-bat against a lefty, he hits a home run. Heston Kjerstad, 6 hits in 12 at-bats with a double and 4 RBIs. Only 2 strikeouts. Kobe Mayo, batting .357. He's got a home run, 3 RBIs, no walks, 5 Ks in 14 at-bats. That's not great. I really wish the average is good. When he makes contact, he's getting on. But he's striking out a lot. Connor Norby is really doing well. 400 batting average for him. 6 hits in 15 at-bats with a double, a home run, 4 RBIs. No walks, no strikeouts, though. He hasn't struck out yet in 3 games. That's good. Kyle Stowers, again, .385. Double, home run, 5 hits in 13 at-bats. 6 RBIs already. The first 5-6 guys in the lineup for the Orioles, they're mashing. They're really, really mashing. And it's just fantastic how well they're doing. The depth of this team this year is just... It's borderline ludicrous how really deep the Orioles are. You've still got Enrique Bradfield coming down the road as well. You got some other guys on the pitching side. Chase McDermott is coming. Daniel Johnson, don't forget about him. So the Orioles have a lot of options, and it's just an embarrassment of riches right now. And let's hope that those guys stand up for sure. A little bit off topic, I did want to talk about, the Orioles, just before the regular season started, they signed Tony Kemp to a major league deal. And, of course, he made the team. I just don't understand this move for them. I talked about this the other day. I understand they like veteran presence, but you have so many other players, like a Connor Norby could play second base for the Orioles right now, if you don't think Jackson Holliday's ready. Where's Connor Norby going to fit on this team? Is he the next Joey Ortiz? Is he the one that's going to get squeezed and not find playing time for this kid? And the way he's hitting, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on with that. I think they have to figure this out. Now, as for the Orioles themselves, Tony Kemp came in the other day. He's 0 for 1. He hit the ball well. He hit it to the warning track. But I don't know. I don't understand. because he's a left-handed hitter as well. So it's not like you're getting somebody from the right side. If you're going to use a left-handed second baseman, why isn't Jackson Holliday on this team? We've talked about that before. I don't want to get into that again. But I don't know. I just think the Orioles could do a heck of a lot more or a heck of a lot better than Tony Kemp on this team. Just my opinion. Not happy with the move. I don't think he's long for the team. I think that, obviously he'll be the corresponding move if and when Jackson Holliday does get the call. And if Holliday keeps hitting the way he is, I think before the end of April, we might see him up here. They might give him a month. But if he's still hitting in the mid 300s and his strikeouts have been reduced and he's walking from time to time, he's going to get the call. I can't see it not happening. But that's just me. Thank you all for being here, for those that are here. I know there's not many in here right now. I am starting way earlier than usual, so I appreciate you guys being here for this. Again, a 6:35 start for the Orioles. We're going to talk about tonight's lineup. I do have some thoughts about tonight's lineup as well that I really got to go over with you guys, because I think it's something that it's kind of interesting, and we got to talk about it, because that's going to be another topic as well. But Tony Kemp's on the team for now. I don't know how long he's going to be on this team. I really don't. I don't expect it to be long, but we'll see. But the Tides, again, just to go back to them, right now, off to a great start. John Means started his first rehab start yesterday for Norfolk. He got shelled in one inning. I think he gave up 7 earned runs or 6 earned runs. 7 runs, 6 earned, or something like that. He was hit pretty good. But I think somebody made a really good point, and I agree. Hey, Pete, what's up, buddy? Welcome in. Good to have you here. I think somebody made the point the other day. This is basically, for John Means, his first spring training start. That's what it is to him. And look at it this way. These guys that are in the minor leagues, to them, this is legitimate now. This is real. They're out to prove something at this point. It's the regular season. They want to do well for the hopeful promotion that they hope is coming. But for Means, it's about getting some work in. It's about facing live hitters. Look, you can say what you want about pitching on the backfields down at Sarasota. It's not the same as pitching to live hitters in a real game. It's not even the same as pitching to live hitters in a spring training game. I mean, this is a real game to these guys. So they're out there to win, to do well, and he's just working on things. What the big take is from this is he pitched. There's no problems. He's healthy. And he's getting his innings in, and sooner or later, more than likely sooner, he's going to be in the O's rotation, and he's going to make the rotation even better. Now, if he goes 3 or 4 more starts, and he doesn't do well, okay, then we'll take that step back and we'll say what's going on. But for now, the numbers, don't look at them. Just take it as a positive that John Means is progressing the way they had hoped he would. I think it's good news. I think the Orioles should be really happy about it. But again, overall, what we have in AAA, 6 of those guys in AAA in the top of the lineup could play right now for the Orioles. Kobe Mayo, Connor Norby, Kyle Stowers, Jackson Holliday. Just 4 off the top of my head. They could easily play for the Orioles right now, and the Orioles wouldn't be any worse. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, you've got Jackson Holliday, Heston Kjerstad, Kobe Mayo, Connor Norby, Kyle Stowers. All those guys right now could be in the Orioles lineup, and it doesn't make them any worse. Yeah, and it might even make them better. So, I don't know. I think the Orioles are, it's, an embarrassment of riches right now as to where they are in the depth, the absolute depth that this team has across the board at their position players. And I think they're starting to understand the importance of it on the pitching side as well. They're getting there. They have several really high talented pitchers that are going to be making an impact very, very soon. I still think Chase McDermott is going to make this team at some point this year. I think he is. I think he's going to be on this pitching staff somewhere before the end of the year. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So there you go. AAA's doing well. Orioles off to a great start. It's an awesome, awesome thing for sure. And they got to get off to a great start because the Yankees swept Houston. They're now 4-0, which was really kind of a surprise. I'm really surprised at Houston. for not showing up in that series. The Yankees, all four games, win them. I think 3 of the 4 were in comeback fashion. So kudos to the Yankees. They're off to a good start. And really, to be honest with you, if you're a Yankees fan, they got to be off to a good start. Because they need, and this is a big if, and I'll get into this as well, if Garrett Cole comes back, they need to be in the race. They need to be in the race, or it's not going to matter if he comes back. But if they're a game up, 3 games back, 4 games back, and they get him back, they're in it, and they have a shot. My personal opinion, I don't think he pitches this year. I don't think he pitches this year. And here's why. First off, he's already on the 60-day DL. Talking about Garrett Cole. So he's already out 60. He's already on the 60-day DL. They transferred him to 60-day DL. So he's not going to pitch in April. He's not going to pitch in May. Even at best case scenario, end of May, in the start of June, he starts to throw. Okay? First he has to throw. Then he'll start doing simulated games, possibly doing a rehab start. I guess they could move him pretty quickly. But even after that, you're looking at July, into middle of July before you even see him. My humble opinion. Now, I get it. You still have July, all of August, all of September left. Possibly they could bring him back. But I personally think that I don't see him pitching this year. I really don't. I think that they're hiding. I think they're holding back news. I don't think he's as healthy as they say. I think that's why they immediately put him on the 60-day DL. And I just think it's going to be one of those things where they're going to come back end of June or in June, and they're going to say, nope, he's not ready, he's not ready, he's not ready. And then finally they're going to say he's shut down for the season. Personal opinion, I could be totally wrong, but that's my opinion. Genie52573, what's up, Genie? Welcome in. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Didn't expect a big crowd. I knew that I was going live early today, but I wanted to talk about it. Genie says, well, Walt, the Orioles beat the team my hubby's cousin used to play for the other day, the Angels. Really, Genie? Your husband's cousin played for the Angels. What's his name, if you don't mind my asking? That's pretty darn cool. But, yeah, so Orioles ready to go. They have a big series starting tonight, 6:35 p.m. against the Kansas City Royals. I want to talk about the Orioles tonight. I want to look at their lineup because I think there's a lot to talk about here. So I'm going to bring it over here. The Orioles have leading off tonight. Now, again, Michael Wacha, I think, is pitching. Right-handed pitcher is pitching for Kansas City. He doesn't have really good numbers against the Orioles, but we'll see. Pete says Ohtani. What did I miss, Pete? I'm sorry. But so Michael Wacha is pitching tonight for the Angels, and of course Dean Kramer is pitching for the Orioles. Kramer worries me. I don't know why. I think he's I really think he's slotted as a 5th. I get why he's in the 4th right now. And if he's in the 5th, he just needs to be decent this year. But anyway, talking about the lineup, because I got something I want to talk about with the lineup here in a second. Richard Wheelock. Okay, Gary, I don't remember him. Huh. So the Orioles have tonight, Gunnar Henderson's leading off. Adley Rutschman is catching. Second, batting third is Anthony Santander in right field. Mountcastle is cleanup at first base. Ryan O'Hearn is DHing. Austin Hayes, Cedric Mullins, Jordan Westberg, and Ramon Urias is rounding out your 9. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this. Oh, her husband's Ohtani. I got it now. I got you. Thanks. Yeah, right. That's funny, Pete. If only. I got it. It took me a minute. I'm sorry. So, I want to talk a little bit about the lineup and what I've seen so far in these first 3 games from pretty much this lineup. Henderson's off to a really good start. Adley's doing okay. Anthony Santander is doing okay. Ryan Mountcastle, not hitting the ball out of the ballpark, but he is getting, he's had a couple sack flies. He's doing really well. He's off to a good start. The 2 guys I want to talk about right now, and then I want to talk about a guy as well, is first off, Austin Hayes. He's worrying me. I don't know why. I just don't. Austin Hayes doesn't drive the ball anymore. He just doesn't drive the ball anymore. He really is starting to remind me of a Nick Markakis. Markakis had that one season with the Orioles where he hit like 20-something home runs. But as his career went on, he progressively started to lose his power numbers. Just look at his numbers. As the years went on, he started to lose his power numbers. And that's what worries me with Austin Hayes. Austin Hayes is really good defensively in left field. Awesome. Great arm. Really good defensively. But, we've got other guys that can play defense, that can play left field, and can hit. And Austin Hayes, he hasn't put together a full season at all, whether it be injuries or just break. I don't know. He just hasn't been able to put a full season together. Maybe not. I don't know. But Austin Hayes right now is batting 182. He's striking out a lot. He's not looking good. He's not driving the ball. I'm starting to wonder about Austin Hayes. Now, he's a free agent after next year. I don't know what his long term is with the Orioles. I really don't. And, of course, the other guy is, Pete beat me to it, but Ramon Urias. Here's a guy, first 3 games, I think started all 3 games, and he doesn't have a hit. Now, I think he hit 4 home runs last year with 20-something RBIs. I understand the glove side of it. There are other options here. There are other options. And maybe it's a loyalty thing. I don't know. But he's got to get going soon. He's just got to get going soon. Otherwise, I just don't understand it. But the one guy that I want to talk about that in the first 3 games has not gotten a start, and I don't understand it. They can't find at-bats for this guy, is Colton Cowser. Now, they faced a lefty on opening day, but the last 2 games they didn't. And they don't face one tonight. He's a righty. When is Colton Cowser going to get a start here? He needs to get at-bats. He's gotten 1 at-bat so far, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't see all of the game yesterday, so maybe he got an at-bat yesterday. But he had 1 at-bat and he got a double in his only at-bat so far for the Orioles. I don't understand what we're waiting on with the Orioles when it comes to Colton Cowser. This guy at some point has got to get... I don't know. I'm trying to look it up at the moment, but I can't. He needs to get at-bats. And I just don't understand it. What's up, Victor? Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. So I just, this is your lineup for tonight. Colton Cowser, again, is not in the lineup anywhere. They're putting Ryan O'Hearn in there. I just don't understand that. I think that Cowser should get starts. You've got to find at-bats for this guy. And so far, they haven't done it. And, I don't know. You guys in the chat, you're more than welcome. Please. Oh, he's had 2 at-bats. I'm sorry. All right, so he's gotten 2 at-bats so far this year with 1 hit. He's batting .500. 2 at-bats. But even still, he needs to get... He needs to be in the lineup. This is a guy that's considered a high prospect. He's a top 5 talent in the Orioles system, in the best system in baseball. And yet he's sitting on the bench game after game after game. 4 games in now, and he hasn't started. He's only gotten 2 at-bats. And yet you're gonna play Ramon Urias, who has God knows how many at-bats already this year, and he doesn't have a hit. So these are the things I'm going to question, because what I want what I consider to be the best team on the field. I don't know. I don't know what it is that I'm missing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens as time goes on with this team. But that's your lineup tonight against Michael Wacha. Again, the Orioles are really good against him. Usually, fingers crossed. And again, they have a really, really, really good setup for the next 2 weeks. Kansas City, then to Pittsburgh, then to Boston, and then home to Milwaukee. And that's the next 2 weeks. These are very winnable games for this team. Very winnable games. But we will see what happens with that. And, of course, in Major League Baseball news right now, there's a lot of teams off to really good starts. Like I said, I get it. Pittsburgh, the Pirates, say, hey, Pirates are off to a good start. Yep, they are. They did it last year, too. Got off to a really good start. They were in first place, after the first 30 to 40 games. They were playing really, really well. But I don't know. Maybe they're this year's, maybe this is the 2022 Orioles in the Pirates where they win 80-something games. But, when you look at the Pirates last year, they didn't finish with a very good record. I think they even finished in last place in their division. I'll look it up right now. But if they're looking to win, do anything, I don't know. I don't see it. Yeah, the Pirates were 76 and 86 last year, but they got off to a really good start. So we'll see. I think this is a winnable series. Well, again, Victor, Pittsburgh's playing fine right now. But again, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And what they do long term, we shall see. But 76 wins last year, they weren't that far off of 500. They were 5 games out of from 500. I know 76 and 86. Everybody says that's 10 games, but it's a difference of 10. But you only got to win 5 more, and that takes away 5 losses, so that's your equal of 10. Did that make sense? Either way, they're really close to being a 500 team, and they're going to give fits to some teams this year. But I do think the Orioles are the far superior team in most of these teams that they face over the next 2 weeks. They're a far superior team to Kansas City, to Pittsburgh, to Boston, and even Milwaukee to an extent. I think they're a superior team. Maybe we can get one against the 3-0 Tigers tonight. Oh, yeah, Victor. Again, I think, Houston started 0-4. Do I think Houston's going to be a terrible team this year? No. I think the Mets will be fine. I think you'll be okay. I really do. I wouldn't fret over it. It's one series. One series doesn't make a season. But, all right, gang. So, short. Hey, there's Chris. Chris, just as I'm getting ready to go out. Short stream tonight. Just wanted to do our normal Orioles Weekly. Talk a little bit of baseball with you guys. Talk about the upcoming week. Talk about opening day weekend. Debbie Bernfeld, welcome in. Good to see you as well. Now, everybody. Now it's a party. Everybody's coming in. Hit that like button, gang, if you haven't already done it. But again, 6:35 tonight. Michael Wacha against Dean Kramer. I posted the Orioles lineup for you so you can see who's hitting, who's not hitting. Hoping for a season series win again. The Orioles are still like 95 consecutive series without being swept in the regular season. Regular season, we know what happened in the playoffs last year. But so we'll see how tonight's game goes. It's going to be a rain-soaked game. I think it's been raining all week in Baltimore, or at least all day. But they're not calling for rain tonight, so they should get the game in. Pete, are you calling the game? I don't know if you are or not, but Pete McDevitt, or one of our partner channels, might be calling the game tonight. I always say partner channel, Pete. I know you're not a partner channel here, but you're still a partner channel in my opinion. But Pete might be calling the game tonight, so if you got a chance, you guys want to go out and watch Pete tonight, I'm sure he's calling it for sure. Yeah, they do have a favorable schedule early on, Chris. I agree. All right, gang. Have a great night. Go O's. We'll talk to you soon. Remember, don't forget tomorrow we have 2 more, another video posting tomorrow and Wednesday for our top 25 Orioles. Thursday, don't forget we have our Hall of Fame profile. Check those out, and we'll see. Not tonight. All right, so Pete's not going tonight. Gang, keep rooting for your O's. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, gang.